legend, Matt Hunt, Hunt for Speed, builder of fast cars and JDMs from back in the day. My brother. So Matt, this is Shelby, what, GT500?
GT500, 2011 GT500 SVT package. The car normally comes supercharged, mid 500 horsepower back in 2011. This was like the cat's meow. This is the GT500 with the SVT package, on it. So this was the top of the line Shelby that you could buy in 2011. He brought it to me. Mind you, I'm not going to tell you yet how many miles are on this car until after we go for this little ride. But it was, my client is a pretty big predominant anesthesiologist here in Southern California. It belonged to his brother, and his brother passed away, and his brother left it to him. And then come to find out, the guy that owns it, he's a really soft-spoken little guy, but he's into Mustang. So when he brought me the car, he just wanted to get running correctly. My partner Josh, we diagnosed it, and what we come to find out is that when it blew the spark plug out, it took out one of the coils. Well, the company that he had that did the work just replaced the one coil. Well, the car thinks for itself and learns and tunes and runs some tests. Well, the voltage, because you had a brand new coil and other coils that had a whole bunch of miles on them, it kept throwing the light that there was something wrong. When you change coils, it's basically when you newer cars, you're supposed to wait till 75 to 100,000 miles to do spark plugs on them, usually. Well, when you usually do spark plugs, you change all the coils. You just don't change one of the coils. That's like leaving a bad spark plug in. So the system was picking that up. So that's why the check engine. So we got it fixed, and then we adjust the clutch. With the clutch, they had an X-City puck style clutch, which was a single pressure plate, high clamping force pressure plates to a 4-puck disc clutch. So it was very hard engagement, very hard to get the car to, it was very rough shifting and was very chattery. I mean, he just wasn't happy with it. Our boys over at McLeod Racing Clutches in Anaheim, California, I went to Paul over there, the owner of McLeod Racing, and said, hey, I told him what was going on. And he came out, and we have this really bitchin' McLeod twin disc setup in it, and it shifts like butter now and can hold 1,000 horsepower. The customer drove the car, was ecstatic, and then he hit me up and he was like, hey, he goes, can we make it faster? And I'm like, yeah, we can definitely make it faster. So we went and I talked to our boys over at Kenny Bell Superchargers, done with them, engineered. We put a 3.2 blower on this thing, but the really cool factor about it is that we had to make some really killer motor mounts and lower the whole drivetrain of this car, so everything fits underneath the factory hood. So we definitely, I like to call this car, it has 5 pounds of shit in a 1 pound bag, and it gets it, we're making a little over 700 horsepower at the rear tire on pump gas with this blower and setup we got going on. And we'll take it for a ride right now. Ready?
Let's roll.
The car is a solid sound, car for.
Now, do you prefer supercharger over turbo, or what would you recommend as far as, like, you see a lot of people turbo in their Mustangs?
Well, okay. Now, the take on that, and anybody that knows anything, a supercharger is instant boost, instant power. The one thing about a supercharger, though, you're robbing power to make power, meaning that the blower is being driven off the crank. So you have to spin a blower, which puts extra strain on the motor, which consumes a little bit of horsepower. It consumes, so with a turbocharger, you're making power with expended energy that's already come out of the motor, the exhaust. So the exhaust is spinning an impeller, which you get what's called boost lag with that, but it doesn't rob any power. It just takes a little longer for the power to come on. With this blower, the power comes on as soon as I put the gas down, but we are stealing power to make power. I'm going to shift it in a second. Tire spin.
You guys thought the Hellcat had this thing right here is a monster. Damn. That thing is fast, man. This thing is fast. You guys talking about exotic cars. Well, this car right here is, man, this thing's a monster. It's a goddamn monster, man. An animal.
Sounds good too.
Yeah. That wind is, man, music to your ears.
Hold it steady.
Ex-teacher,
Rich
Franklin.
Two-time world champion.
I love that dude, man. Yeah.
He'll interview.
Oh, will he?
Yeah, he'll do.
Dude, we gotta talk to Rich. Get the fuck out of Rich Franklin?
Yeah.
I know at least 3 of his fights.
Yeah. Well, no, Rich is,
I know you're not the average motherfucker, so I got some merch for you. Never settle for average, because we ain't the average motherfuckers. Tank tops, t-shirts, never settle for average, because we ain't the average motherfuckers. Got them hats, man. Big Herc916.com. Pick you up some merch. Limited, very limited. I'm not going to have a bunch of these because there's only a limited edition of people who ain't the average motherfuckers. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.
Hello, I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.